Gen X is heading towards the most devastating retirement crisis that our country's ever seen. Not boomers, not millennials, but us, Gen X. The generation that we grew up between two worlds, too young to get pensions that our parents got, and too old to have grown up with the internet and cell phones and build digital empires in our 20s. We got the worst of both worlds. And right now, while politicians argue and financial advisors push products that benefit them more than us, millions of Gen Xers are quietly realizing something terrifying. They're never going to retire. Not at 65, not at 70, not at 75. They're going to work until their body physically gives out. And even then, they'll still be burned. Now wait, hold up. Before you click away. Before that Gen X voice in your head says, whoa, I've heard this before, I need you to know something. And I'm certainly not here to depress you. I'm here because I found a way out. A real way out. Not a get rich quick, not crypto, not MLM. A real, legitimate, proven system that is quietly changing retirement for thousands of Gen Xers right now while you're watching this video. And the ones that found this 6 months ago are so much further ahead than when you are today. My name is Kim Ryan, 53 years old, born in 1972, and I was just like you 18 months ago. Exhausted, behind, and terrified. And now my best month working full-time has been earning an extra $4,200 in a single month from my cell phone, simply working 2 hours a day. But stay with me, because in the next couple minutes may be the most important couple minutes of your financial life. So let me take you back. Do you remember being a kid and watching your parents leave for work every single morning? And maybe they worked at the same place for 20, 30, 40 years. And then they retired, the company threw him a party, got him the gold watch, and then every single month for the rest of his life, a check showed up in the mailbox. A pension. Guaranteed income for life. They never had to worry about money in retirement because the system took care of him. And we watched that as kids. We grew up believing that's how it worked. You work hard, you stay loyal, the system takes care of you. And then we entered the workforce. The rules have changed. No more pensions. Instead, they give us 401ks. They say it's better because you are in control of your retirement. But here's what they didn't tell us. They didn't tell us that the market was going to crash in 2001. They didn't tell us the market was going to crash in 2008. They didn't tell us that inflation would eat our entire savings alive. They also didn't tell us that healthcare costs would explode. And Social Security is going to be always on the verge of collapsing by the time we need it. They didn't tell us any of that. They just handed us a broken system and told us to figure it out. And that's what Gen X always does. We put our heads down and we work through the dot-com crash. We work through 9/11 and the 2008 crisis, a global pandemic. We just kept working and working. And what we have to show for it is mind-blowing, because the average Gen X retirement has only $150,000 in their account right now, for a generation that needs at least $1 million to retire. And honestly, with the cost of medical, probably need even more. So we're at least $850,000 short for retirement. And we're running out of time. And the system that was supposed to protect us has failed us. We were lied to our entire lives. And now we're the ones paying the price. And I want to tell you about a specific night that I had, because some of you might recognize a story similar. It was a Tuesday night, March, a couple of years ago. I just got home from work. I've been in corporate America over 25 years. And I was so exhausted in a way that just sleep doesn't fix, right? Because you're working, you're raising a family, and you know that exhaustion because it just doesn't go away in one night of good sleep. That exhaustion comes from years of showing up for a system that doesn't show up for you. And that was me. So I sat down at my kitchen table and I had 3 envelopes. First one was a medical bill, $3,200, and that was even with insurance. Second was my daughter's tuition, college tuition. Third one was my 401k statement. And I opened it slowly And I looked at the number and it made me sick to my stomach because 25 years of working a job, that is all that I had. So even if I worked until I'm 70, never touched that account, it still wouldn't last me for the rest of my life. And then I'd be in my 80s with absolutely nothing, dependent on my kids, dependent on the government. They can barely keep the lights on. How many shutdowns do we have to have? So I put my head down on my kitchen table and I just cried. And that night I was sitting at my kitchen table. I decided to make a decision. I decided that I was tired of being done pretending that I was okay. I decided that if the system wasn't going to take care of me, I was going to take care of myself. I just didn't know how yet. So a few weeks later, I was laying in bed Sunday night. I was on TikTok and I was dreading Monday because 5 days of doing the same thing, right? You get that dread in your stomach. And that night, I thought, is this really it for the rest of my life? So I pick up the phone, start scrolling on TikTok, and I saw a woman my age, someone else that was also short on retirement. And she said at 57 years old, she was laid off after 20 years at the same company. She had nothing saved, and she thought her life was pretty much over, and she thought that she'd have to work a couple jobs for the rest of her life. Then she said, I discovered something called master resale rights, and in the last 6 months, I've made over $30,000. Of course, my first thought was scam, but then my second thought was, what if it's not? So I kept on watching, and she explained it like this. Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T sells. They didn't create the iPhone, Apple did. But what they do have is a license to resell the phone to their customers for a profit. So master resale rights works the same way. You get a license to sell a proven digital educational program that someone else already created, and you keep 100% of the profit. Not a commission, not a percentage, every single dollar. And that's when something clicked. This wasn't creating a product from scratch. This wasn't competing for tiny affiliate commissions. It wasn't dealing with inventory or shipping or any of that. I didn't have to have a room full of inventory, which I've done in the past, by the way. I was getting access to something already built, already proven, already selling. All I had to do was just learn how to share it. And here's what made it perfect for people like us, a little older. Not MLM, not network marketing. You don't have to bug your friends and family. No cold calling, no sliding into people's DMs, and you earn 100% of the sale. It's a done-for-you automated system, which then allows you to only have to work your business 1 to 2 hours a day. You work from your phone, no tech skills required. There's live coaching and community support. 56,000 other people are already doing it. So I have finished watching what she was saying, and I made a decision that changed my life. Now I need to stop right here because right now, while you're watching this video, there are Gen Xers in our community making sales right now. And they're probably posting about a $900 sale, a $1,400 sale, a $300 sale. And every minute you wait on this is a minute they get further ahead. So if you're interested in taking a look, the free blueprint is in the description below. And this is the exact training that changed my life. So definitely grab that training and then come back to this video, because what I want to show you is exactly what happened when I started, because it was the day that I almost quit. Because here's the thing, when you start something new, it's scary. Like literally my hands were sweating as I was joining, and I was completely doubting myself. But here's the thing I want you to realize. It's no different than starting a new job. How many jobs have you had? How many new jobs have you had? When you walk in your job day one, you know nothing. But over time, you start to develop skills. This is no different. If you come in this program and think that you know it all and you don't watch any training, chances are you won't succeed. The people that are successful in this business are the ones that watch the training and take action. So I doubted myself. I thought I was too old. I thought I had to be a 20-year-old influencer. And when I started to post content, which obviously we're going to show you exactly and teach you how to do, because you know what? I didn't have a TikTok account before this. And now I do. and it's generating sales. And I learned how to do that from the training in this system. But here's the thing. You're not going to join this business and make sales day one. On a brand new social media account, it's not going to happen. But we do show you how you can make your sale within the first week to 30 days if you follow that process. Imagine a week or two, even a month from now, making your first $300 or $900 sale. And then maybe once a week you make a sale. Maybe it's $900. 9 times 4 is $3,600 in a single month. How would that change your life? And that's just with you getting started. Now, obviously, I'm not guaranteeing any income because your work ethic may not be the same as mine and other people in the community. But you know what I love most about this community is watching people get their very first sale. So many people have never done anything like this before because, hey, we're in our 50s. We didn't grow up with the internet. We didn't grow up with cell phones. But people are learning how to make money online every single day. Why not you? You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to put miles on your car. You don't have to deliver anything. You can do this business around your full-time job, around your family. You work when you want to. So here's the thing. I was in a situation where I needed to get a second job. So I already had a full-time job and I was looking at getting a part-time job. But I didn't want to have to ask another boss, a second boss, for time off. And I didn't want someone else controlling my income just like they were with my first job. I wanted control of it. And you know what? I'm sorry, but there are people our age making money online. Why not me? Why not you? The most powerful thing in marketing is a real story. Gen Xers, we have that story. And it's probably the most powerful story of any generation right now. We're promised a system that has failed us because we found another way and we're sharing it with people. And this story resonates with millions of people. And you know what? You have nothing to lose. We've already tried the traditional path and it is failing us. What do we have to lose by trying something different? In worst case scenario, we learn a new skill and make a couple bucks on the way. Best case, we completely transform our financial future and build legacies for our families. 6 months from now, the Gen Xers that decide to start their business today will have loyal audiences and consistent income coming in. The ones that have waited, they'll be starting from scratch in a more crowded space with less time. And here's a scary question. What if 5 years from now you do absolutely nothing and you stare at your retirement account and it's still not adding up? And you look back and you remember this video and you remember that you had a chance and you didn't take it. The real risk is not starting. And you know what? If you decide to get the free blueprint below and you decide it's not for you, totally cool. But just start something because waiting has a cost and the cost gets higher every single day. So if you've been watching up until this point, obviously you are serious about changing your life, which means you're ready. So here's what I want you to do right now. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, but click on the link in the description if you haven't already. And the information's free, but this information can change your financial future. Just take that first step because a year from now, you're going to be somewhere. The question is where? Still at the kitchen table, staring at numbers that don't add up, or building a legacy that makes your family proud. Click on the link in the description. I'll see you inside the training. And I cannot wait to celebrate your first sale with you.